Hey guys, we're gonna talk about on rejection, how to deal with rejection in door to door. I've been in this space about 4 years and knocking about 20,000 doors. I would say I got thousands and thousands of rejections or not interested or people who sat down with me and declined the offer. It's a very negative industry that we're working at, and I think a lot of people when they first start, even I can remember myself on my first journey that I was so scared on what people will think and what are some of the dinner conversations they're gonna have when it comes to me approaching them, talking to them, and making a fool out of myself. Essentially, one of the shifts that actually happened to me is when I booked an appointment, and it was around probably a Tuesday at 6 o'clock, right? I finally met the decision maker or someone who was actually interested, and I said, will you guys be home tomorrow at the same time? And they say basically, yeah, we should be home on the same time. And when I went back the next day at 6 o'clock, the time and the day that they promised they were going to be there, they end up not being there. And I gave a phone call, and funny enough, the person said, you know what? I completely forgot. I decided to follow up with them. I think it was like 2 or 3 months later. I was in the same neighborhood and I approached back to them and they said they don't remember me. It was kind of funny. I was like, how many Asian guys that knock and said let's meet in 24 hours, they don't end up remembering me? It was actually not just one incident that happened. It was actually multiple incidents where I will follow up and the person said they won't remember me. Then I get to find out and look back at my days myself, like I don't remember what I ate 3 days ago for lunch or what I ate last week or how much I spent. I get to find out like these people that we talk 5-minute conversations, it's not something that they'll remember forever, or they get to bring in the dinner table in the conversations. The funny thing is, like, when I've been working in this industry for 4 years, specifically for solar, when I ask people what is the company they went solar with, if they already have solar panels in their home, 9 out of 10 people don't remember the company that they do business with. Then it kind of like resonated with me, like a lot of people don't care or remember the little small details that only took an hour or an hour and a half of their life, because life tends to move on. One of the biggest things that I realized, like, this foolishness or this embarrassment that I felt doesn't really exist in their head. It's just a very small part of their life. And I put a limiting belief in myself on how people were gonna think of me and deal with me. And I found out that it wasn't really relevant, or it was gonna destroy my career. I'm not gonna die because of exposure. I'm not gonna die of embarrassment. It's not career ending, these mistakes that I make. And I think that's the beauty of like sales and being in the people business, that able to fail and learn, and these failures are not technically a negative thing to your bank account or a negative thing to your career. It's just about feedback. When I switched that mindset, it changed how I thought about people. Like, I treat people almost like a number, but at the same time as human as possible, in that very middle ground. I just work on the numbers. I would try to get 3 or 4 appointments a day and try to sit 2 consultations a day with the decision makers. Realizing I used to be, if I sat down with 5 people, that one will be a sale. Now if I sit down with 3 people, one of them will be a sale, 1 out of 3. Able to convert that because I was able to overcome the objection better, get a better understanding what's happening in the industry, why they haven't bought. Is it because of the numbers? Is it because the company? Is it because the salesperson they didn't like? They weren't able to build rapport, relevancy, or empathy on understanding of their situation. And when you do something so repetitively and make a name for yourself in the industry, that makes a change. I don't really dwell on the negative conversation or the bad interactions that I have, because if you're in the cold market industry, like cold calling, door to door, direct sales, rejection is pretty much inevitable. So I always recommend people like to talk as many people as possible. You can't talk of course to 100 people a day unless like you're one of those people who grind from 9 a.m. to all the way to 8 p.m. I wouldn't highly recommend it, just because you'll be so burnt out and won't have the same state of mind flow of having a great conversation with people. It's all about having quality conversations and maximizing your time and making your time very efficient, because there's no way you can sit in 10 appointments a day knowing that the average conversion is probably 45 minutes to an hour, even if you have a perfect workflow or backflow in a sense. It's very important to know your numbers. I tend to get an appointment after 7 no's. So I always count the no's, I count the interactions and see like where it converts, right? Because I know there's gonna be yes somewhere in the no's in the area or the clients that I'm talking to, and I just do the work. And you want to focus on people that are actually interested in your product and actually looking into your product. When Jordan Belfort says sell me this pen, he always talks about you want to find people that are actually looking for a pen, which basically means you want to find people that are interested in your service and shopping for your service in a sense, right? Then it just comes down to a second layer of question on why are they looking into it? What's some things they know about the product that they want to look into it? Have they looked into the past, and why are they continuing looking at it? Just asking these discovery key questions to make them open up so you have a better understanding of their situation. And that's going to build a belief on why you're even selling this product, what the impact it's building for the community and society of this product, and just continue doing the work so you can build that conviction and confidence on the no's are irrelevant to you, and you want to focus on the people that are saying yes. But I also look at it as like, if I get 7 no's, that means I'm getting 1 appointment, right? And if I get 3 appointments, 1 of them is going to be a sale. And that 1 sale to me, specifically my industry, in the solar industry, could range anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000. Every no is actually paying me towards to a commission. If I have 10 conversations, 7 of them are going to be, actually about 5 of them are going to be not interested, and 2 of them are going to be about follow-ups. I got to speak with my husband. You got to speak with my husband. He's the decision maker. Let me check with my husband's schedule, and I have to follow back with him and talk to that actual person. And that could end up being a yes, that could end up being a no. But the most important thing is I want to have at least 10 quality conversations so I know where my commission check is going to be. Just about 1 no pays me about $500 minimum. So that's the most important thing, is if you can look at the no's as like, all right, I checked off my list where it gets me closer to my $1,000 paycheck. And if you can make it like a game, because sometimes this could just be a tedious work and you just got to put in the hours and time, put in the interactions, or put in the CRM in a sense, right? When you could make it a game and make it fun, that's when the excitement actually happens. I tend to be animated and try to make myself laugh, because it could be really consuming your mind on how the no's can really take you. So my biggest thing is find out how many no's it takes for you to get an appointment or a potential sale. What are some of the times that is the most effective for you? Like your clientele, do they work at home? So is it a good time to call them anytime, or is it only really good for them to call during lunchtime, which is about noon, where they're gonna have a lunch break? Or is it good to call them around evening time, or knock at the door around those times, noon and evening, so you can actually find a good interaction point and grab their interest or grab their attention span, that you can actually lead that to a potential meeting or a sell and later on. I would highly recommend for people to take 1 or 2 days off, because you want to build momentum. Momentum is the most key thing, because that's going to carry you and motivate you to keep on going. And I hate talking about like emotions, like regardless if it's a good day or a bad day, a lot of people, if they're having a bad day, don't want to carry that to the work, so they end up not working. Or let's just say they're in such a good mood that they don't want to go to work and ruin their good mood whatsoever. Or let's just say they've done really consistent work that they want to reward themselves and skip an extra day and take 3 days off or 4 days off out of the week, because they know their commissions are really, really high and probably can make money overnight, because it can happen. The only thing is, your work is gonna speak for you, do the actions for you, gonna get the commissions for you. A lot of people like don't have a lot of consistency and don't have a good ritual that they keep on consistently being at. What I found that people tend to fall or not do well is do not do the things that help them make them be successful in the first place, which is going out there, treating like it's day one and going at it. If you can keep that humbleness and hunger within you, because I feel like I haven't made it yet. Even though I'm in a really successful position and a manager in my company now, I feel like there's something there's always to prove, or there's always the next level that I can go. For me, the next level is building a very strong referral base and mastering the referral pitch. You might be that person who's like wants to master the sales process or understand on how to make a sale, or your first client or your first 10 clients to the 20th, and keep it a very consistent closing ratio. The most important thing that I can tell you when you go through these rejections is that treat people like a number, but very respectfully as a human at the same time, finding that very middle ground. I always tell people if they're selling a lot all of a sudden in a certain month to keep it in middle ground, because you get so excited and so hyped up that you would even forget like what is the perfect solution for this customer, what is their current situation, and end up not asking these very key questions that will help them lead to the sale. So I always recommend people, like, regardless if you're down, keep going at it. Try to be in the medium. You don't want to go too hyped, and if you don't want to be too low. You want to be in that emotional flow of constant state. That'd be my biggest recommendation for anyone, and take the no's as a feedback on, okay, they're saying no because this is a saturated market. All right, they're saying they're not interested because they get bombarded and they went through this solution base, and you're going to find out quickly the understanding of the market that the no's that you're getting is because of a certain reason. And if you can loop back those rejections as, okay, they said no because of this and this and this, and this other client said no because of this and this. All right, my focus should be overcoming those objections, bringing it up front, so I overcome it, because the next client is pretty much have the similar mindset. If they tend to be in the same neighborhood, their income or demographic is very similar to the previous call. So you have narrowed down the objections and find out what's the potential possibility that they could look into now that you addressed it. So that would be my strongest recommendation to the rejections. Like, don't get so hung up on it. It's just a very brief time they get to have a conversation with you. You're not gonna be remembered as someone like you're this person that we should talk crap in the dinner table or in the future. You're just a very small part of their life, and don't forget that small part that you do is impacting them if you end up doing a sale. A lot of people are looking at your service and looking at your product. They just haven't found the right person, the right company, and the right numbers, and you have the potential to do that. So I want you to able to do that, and that's going to separate yourself and know that you are competing against a very competitive market, but able to exceed as well. So look at the rejection, or look at that saturation as a way for you to come up top. That'd be my recommendation.